হ্যালো।
হ্যাঁ, স্বদেশ বাবু।
হ্যাঁ, বলুন।
শোনা যাচ্ছে?
হ্যাঁ, শোনা যাচ্ছে। আর কোশ্চিনটা তো আপনার পাঠিয়েছে অনেকদিন আগে।
কোথায়? আমি এখন দেখলাম, আমি এখন করছি। আমি করে দিচ্ছি, অসুবিধা নেই। আজকে ক্লাস নেই, আমি করে দেবো।
হ্যাঁ, ঠিক আছে।
এই
জয়েন
মাত্র
করেছে তো?
আমি দেখলাম, আপনি যে মেলটা ফরওয়ার্ড করলেন তাতে দেখলাম।
হ্যাঁ, হ্যাঁ, ও তার আগে তাহলে কি জানি ও কি পাঠিয়েছে।
যাই
আমাকেও
হোক,
পাঠিয়েছে।
আমি পেয়েছি, কোশ্চেনটা ডাউনলোড করলাম। আপনার
আচ্ছা।
সেই কাগজে লেখাটা তো হয়ে আছে, আর এই যে
হ্যাঁ,
ওয়ার্ড
ওইটারই
ফাইলটা।
ওটাকেও অ্যাড করে দিয়েছে একসঙ্গে আবার। হ্যাঁ,
না না, এখানে তো কটা কোশ্চেন রয়েছে? 5টা কোশ্চেন, 6টা 7টা 8টা 9টা 10টা। আচ্ছা, হ্যাঁ, ওই যে ওটা
হ্যাঁ,
অ্যাড করেছে তো তাহলে।
হ্যাঁ।
আপনার কোশ্চেন গুলো অলরেডি আছে এখানে।
আচ্ছা, আচ্ছা, তো
হ্যাঁ,
আপনি ওইটু
এইগুলোকে
রিমুভও
অ্যাড
করে
করে
দিলেন।
নি, অ্যাড করে নিচ্ছি।
ঠিক আছে, ঠিক। কমলা স্যার।
কমলাকান্ত স্যার জয়েনই তো করেনি, ওনার জন্যই তো ওয়েট করছি।
ও বাবা, আবার আমি কিন্তু আপনি লিঙ্ক আমাকে পাঠালেন বললেন, পাঠিয়ে দিলাম, ফোন করলেন। জয়েন করার দরকার। দেখি আমি
হ্যাঁ,
জয়েন
উনি
করতে।
জয়েন করলে তারপর বাকিদের জয়েন করান।
হ্যাঁ, হ্যাঁ, ঠিক আছে। আগে আমি
ওই
ওনাকে
সুকান্ত স্যার আছেন।
হ্যাঁ, সুকান্ত স্যারকেও পাঠিয়েছি, ওনাকেও পাঠিয়েছি, দাঁড়ান।
বিদিশা দে।
সুকান্ত স্যার ঠিক সিনসিয়ার, কিন্তু ইয়াং এরা আমার
হ্যাঁ,
বলুন তো, কোন ইন্টারেস্ট আমাদেরই তো কতবার বললাম। Young।
কমলাদা আগে জয়েন করে যাক, তারপরে স্টুডেন্টদের জয়েন করান।
হ্যাঁ, 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 দাঁড়ান। জয়েন করুন, আমি আর মাঝি স্যার জয়েন করে গেছি। কেন পাঠালাম তো আপনাকে লিঙ্ক। কেন? আমি তো ওইটাতে জয়েন করলাম। দেখুন আরেকবার, ওইটাতে আমি জয়েন করেছি। হ্যাঁ, দেখি। হ্যাঁ, তা হতে পারে। হ্যাঁ, এখন করুন। হ্যাঁ, 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 দেখেন। আহ, কমলাকান্ত স্যার কি পাচ্ছেন না বলছেন কি?
উনি কি ওয়েটিং এ আছেন?
হ্যাঁ, উনি বলছেন যে আমি চেষ্টা করছি, কিন্তু হচ্ছে না। আইডি পাসওয়ার্ড চাইছিল, আমি দেখি আপনি আরেকবার চেষ্টা করুন। তখন আপনি হয়তো জয়েন করেনি, তখন চেষ্টা করেছি।
না, ওয়েটিং এর এতে উনি তো নেই।
না, না, তাহলে ওই হচ্ছে না, এবার দেখি। হয়তো আগে চেষ্টা, তখন হয়তো আপনি করেননি, তখন হয়েছিল দেখি। দেখি। আগের দিন তো জয়েন করলেন, না উনি করেননি। মিটিং এ উনি আসতে পারছেন না। না এই মাঝি স্যার, হ্যালো।
স্যার বলুন।
উনি আবার হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ লিখেছেন, এখনো পাচ্ছেন না বলছেন। আপনি একটু ওই আইডি পাসওয়ার্ডটা পাঠিয়ে দিন তো দেখি।
আরে আমি ওনাকে লিঙ্কও পাঠিয়েছি, সব পাঠিয়েছি।
হ্যাঁ,
ওটা
পাঠিয়েছেন।
ক্লিক করলেই তো হবে। উনি ওয়েটিং রুমে আসবেন, কি নামে আছেন সেটা বলুন, আপনি অ্যাকসেপ্ট করে নিতে পারবেন পার্টিসিপেন্ট।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, তাই তো। ভিউতে আছে?
ওয়েটিং এ যারা যারা, হ্যাঁ,
ওইটিকে আছে কি? এই দেখি দেখি।
কি
70
নাম
জন
আছে
তো
জিজ্ঞেস করুন।
70 জন ওয়েটিং এ আছে। হুম,
হ্যাঁ, তার মধ্যে ওনাকে কমলাকান্ত রায় সার্চ করলেই তো হয়ে যায়।
হ্যাঁ।
আপনি কি কি নামে জয়েন করছেন আপনি?
কে? উনি? চলে।
উনি চেষ্টা করছেন স্যার।
চেষ্টা করছে না, আমাকে বলছেন তাই। এই তো আমার তো। না, ওনাকে আমি ওয়েটিং লিস্টে দেখলাম তো হয়নি। ওয়েটিং লিস্ট নেই। চেষ্টা করছেন, দেখা যাক। আগের বার তো জয়েন করেছিলাম। Skill. কি হলো? এই তো জয়েনই করতে পারছেন না। আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে।
স্বদেশ বাবু,
হ্যাঁ।
বলছি আমি করাচ্ছি, আপনি শুরু করুন না।
আচ্ছা
আমি যদি জয়েন করতে পারেন তারপরে করবেন, না হলে ছেলেগুলো তো প্রায়
আচ্ছা।
3 মিনিট ওয়েট করছে।
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, আমি দাঁড়ান একটু চেষ্টা করছি।
আমি
এক মিনিট।
অ্যাডমিট অল করে রেখে দিচ্ছি। তারপরে একটা 80 জনের বেশি আর ঢোকাবেন না। আমি আর আপনি কাউকেই ঢোকাবেন না, আমি বাকিদের
না
ঢুকিয়ে
না,
দিচ্ছি।
ঠিক আছে।
ওরা সব জয়েন করেছে, বাকিরা থাক।
ঠিক
আমি
আছে।
তাদের
क्या बना। हम सब हमारे यहाँ औरतों के लिए बहुत जगह है। सुन ना, तेरे जो कपड़े पहन के अभी आई है वो ना डाल के सरक दे की मशीन में। मशीन में सारा कपड़ा ऑलरेडी दिया है। तुम्हारे के 7 बजे तक होते हैं, आधा घंटा पहले फोन कर।
ওই মাইক বন্ধ করো সব লোক।
হ্যালো।
হ্যাঁ হ্যালো।
হ্যাঁ, কমলাকান্ত স্যার শুনতে পাচ্ছেন?
হ্যাঁ শুনতে পাচ্ছি।
ওকে ওকে।
শোনা যাচ্ছে?
হ্যাঁ, শোনা যাচ্ছে শোনা যাচ্ছে।
ভিডিও দেখা যাচ্ছে?
হ্যাঁ। Good afternoon, everyone. Please mute yourself. Kindly please mute yourself and stop your video. Maybe do down. I can see your video is open. Yeah, thank you. Kamalakant sir, you can share your screen.
হ্যাঁ স্ক্রিন শেয়ার হচ্ছে
হ্যাঁ, আপনার স্ক্রিন শেয়ার হয়েছে। Dear participants, please mute yourself. Mariam Begum. Kamalakant sir,
হ্যাঁ
you can share.
হ্যাঁ শেয়ার করছি তো দেখছি ইউ আর স্ক্রিন শেয়ারিং আচ্ছা আচ্ছা এইখানে শেয়ারটা উপরে উঠে গেছে ঠিক আছে নাও
No, we can see that আপনার লঞ্চ মিটিং যেটা লঞ্চ জুম ওই স্ক্রিনটা দেখতে পাচ্ছি।
এই যে উপরে আছে স্যার এটা কি হলো এটা কি হচ্ছে
আপনি ওই শেয়ারিংটা গিয়ে স্টপ শেয়ার করুন।
স্টপ শেয়ার করলাম
করেছেন তো? এবার আবার শেয়ার করুন, আবার শেয়ার স্ক্রিন করুন, দিয়ে ফুল স্ক্রিন শেয়ার করবেন।
স্ক্রিনে গিয়ে তো
হ্যাঁ, ওইটা আবার ক্লিক করুন, শেয়ার স্ক্রিন। এবার দেখা যাচ্ছে, এই জুম ওয়ার্ক প্লেস দেখা যাচ্ছে। এটাকে আপনি মিনিমাইজ করে দিন আগে। হ্যাঁ, মিনিমাইজ করে দিন, করে দিন। এটা হ্যাঁ, এবার আপনার ডেস্কটপ দেখা যাচ্ছে। আপনার প্রেজেন্টেশন কোথায় আছে জান? ওই যে আপনার ডেস্কটপ দেখা যাচ্ছে, কিন্তু ওই যে ইউনিভার্সাল হিউম্যান ভ্যালু, ওটা ক্লিক করুন।
দাঁড়া আরেকবার শেয়ার করুন
না না, দেখা যাচ্ছিল তো।
দেখা যাচ্ছে
দেখা যাচ্ছে স্যার। এবার আপনি ইউনিভার্সাল হিউম্যান ভ্যালু
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ
ওই জায়গাটা ক্লিক করুন। ওই যে আপনার ডেস্কটপে রয়েছে না প্রেজেন্টেশনটা? হ্যাঁ, ওকে, ফাইন ফাইন। হ্যালো,
ঠিক আছে এই শেয়ারটা এইটা এখানে নামাতে হবে না
আর আর কিছু করতে হবে না। এবার আপনি শুধু ইয়ে করুন, আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি, আমরা স্টুডেন্টদের জিজ্ঞেস করে নিন। হ্যাঁ স্যার, আমি আপনাকে জয়েন করে নিচ্ছি।
Okay, sir. Everything is okay.
now it is visible
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
so okay
Yes, sir.
good evening to all of you I think you have learned
Yes,
about
sir.
your harmony Sadish sir and Pakira sir taught you the actually what is universal human value and what is the ultimate use of human value in your student life and also your whole life. So today we'll discuss about the understanding harmony in human being and screenটা চেঞ্জ হচ্ছে না
স্যার শুধু এন্টার দিন, তাহলেই হবে।
গন্ডগোল হচ্ছে, হ্যাঁ এটা না দিলে হচ্ছে।
হুম
So now today we will discuss about the understanding harmony in human being. Actually, we are human being, and we need to first understand ourselves. So what is a human being? Actually, the proposal is that human being is coexistence of the self and the body. And self is what we term as I, and the body is what we see with our eyes. Actually, all of us about thinking about us that it is not the coexistence of the self and the I, say self and the body. We are thinking about the ourself as a whole, as a body, but there are coexistence of two things, two elements, that is the I, that is the self, and the body is what we see it with our eyes, that is the body. And self, it is not seen by our eyes. Actually, self means the consciousness here. To understand the two realities, we can start by looking at the needs, activities, and response of the self and the body. Actually, uh, what is self and what is body, it is to be understand by the activities and the response and the needs. Each and individual have some needs, each and individual have some activities, and each and individual have some response. So a response from what, and activities from what, and needs by what, this is to be differentiated. And if we understand the two realities, this is the self and the body, and the and we have to have some idea about our needs, our activities, and our response. অর্থাৎ আমাদের কি প্রয়োজন, আমাদের কি অ্যাক্টিভিটি এবং আমাদের কি রেসপন্স, সেগুলো যদি জানি, then we will be able to differentiate our need about our self and the body. Okay, so there is a table by which, sorry, so human being uh, human being should have some need, and it's self and the body, that is the coexistence. So happiness, need, that is the self, happiness, the respect, trust, etc. And the body, it wants the physical activity, that is it wants food and the clothes. But self, it always expect some respect, that is also trust also. So in time, actually, need in time, happiness, we need happiness in our mind, it should be continuous. And the food and the clothes, that is the physical facility, it is always being temporary. So continuous, that the, in case of the self, the happiness, it should be continuous. In case of the body, the physical facilities, that is food and clothes, it is temporary. Because once you have take some food, then you have need no more food, and need no more clothes, etc., etc. So in quantity, happiness is qualitative. Actually, happiness or the trust or the respect, it is not to be weighed, and it is not at all the quantitative. But your physical facilities, that is the food and the clothes, it is always in quantitative manner. That is some limited quantity will saturate your need, saturate your body's expectation. So the happiness in quantity, it is the qualitative, and it is the quantitative, the in case of the body. And fulfilled by uh, it is fulfilled by happiness, fulfilled by right understanding and right feeling. right understanding by what? By right understanding uh, by yourself. That is your consciousness. That is your mind. Actually, your right understanding actually being happened by your self consciousness. And the in case of the body, it is fulfilled by physico-chemical things. Physiochemical things, sorry, physiochemical things. That is the food or clothes or some materials what we are taking day by day, day to day. So need happiness in time, in quantity, in fulfilled by. So in time, that is, it is happiness is continuous, and in case of body, that is, it is temporary, physical facilities, and the happiness in case of the self, it is qualitative, it is not quantitative, but in case of the body, it is called, it is quantitative. So, and the fulfilled by right understanding. If you have not in your conscious mind the right understanding and right feeling, then your happiness and your respect, your trust, it will not come. But your physiochemical things, that is need for the body, it is fulfilled in not by right understanding, not by right feeling. And uh, then the activity, then the uh, activity in response, activity in response, uh, that is desire, thought, and response, it is in continuous phase. And eating and walking, it is temporary. Eating and walking for your body, so it is in temporary phase. And a response, that knowing, assuming, and recognizing, fulfilling, it is the activity in case of activity. And it is only recognizing and fulfilling. But before fulfilling, we are not be, in case of yourself, that is, in case of your consciousness, it should be in that will be in case of, in the phase of knowing, and then assuming, and then recognizing, and then fulfilling. But in case of your body, that is eating, walking, or physiochemical something, or food or clothes, or home, or something like that, or your motorbike or cycle, something like that, it is only recognizing or fulfilling in thing. That is in activity in case of in time and in response. So uh, So, human being, the coexistence in self and body, that is, it will be differentiated by need, in time, in quantity, and the fulfilling, by fulfilling. And in case of activity, that is in time, that is the desire, thought, and response, it is continuous. And eating and walking is temporary. And response, that is knowing, assuming, recognizing, fulfilling. That, and in case of the body, it will only the recognizing and fulfilling. This is the main difference between the body and the self. That your body and yourself, that is your consciousness, that is self, means I, and it is the coexistence in human being. So at first, you have to have some idea to differentiate your body and yourself, and otherwise you will not be able to understanding the harmony in human being. Because always you have to you have some idea about to fulfill your desire for your body, but not at all we are expecting some happiness. Okay, so this is the main cause. Next we are, it is being clear understood by the next slide, the needs of the self and the body. The need of the self is happiness. That is the feeling of respect leading to happiness, while the need of the body is physical facility, that is food, clothes, etc. Needs of the self and the body, the feeling of the respect. So all the needs related to the self are continuous in time, while all the needs related to the body are required for a limited time. It is very important line that all the needs related to the self are continuous. Related to the self, that is your I, that means consciousness. Your self are continuous. That is, you are expecting trust, you are expecting the respect in a continuous manner, but you expecting the food in a continuous manner. It is not at all in a continuous manner. It is in a limited time. It is for the limited time. So body's requirement is for a limited time, and self requirement is in a continuous time. So this is one way we can differentiate between the need of the self and the need of the body. The other way to see the difference between the two in terms of the quantity and quality. Quantity and quality means the need for food is quantitative in nature, and it can identify the quantity of food. Okay, and identify the quantity of food needed to nurture our body, and same is the case with the need of clothes, shelter, etc. Because there is a limitation, actually difference between the two in terms of the quantity and quality. The need for food is quantitative. Actually, somehow we are taking 1 kg of something like that food, but we are not taking the 1 kg of respect. Okay, this is the main difference. This is the one way we can differentiate between the need of the self and the need of the body. So you have one flat or two flat for your shelter, or one home house, or two houses, but it is also the in your limited quantity. Actually, it is in quantity manner. But when we are expecting some respect or trust, it is in qualitative manner. It is not the quantitative manner. Okay, so if we go to the next slide, understanding harmony in human being, that is the need of the self and the body, the feeling of the respect, trust, etc. It not quantitative in nature. We don't say today I got half kg of respect or 2 meters of trust. These feelings are qualitative in nature. Okay, so this is actually the consciousness of the self. And now let us see how these two different types of needs are fulfilled. The needs for food is fulfilled by something physical, but when it comes to the need for respect, it is fulfilled by the feeling of respect. Okay, so physical fulfillment for your body and the fulfillment for your mind are totally two different things. Actually, all the needs related to the body are fulfilled by some physiochemical things, and all the needs related to the self are in terms of feeling, and they are fulfilled by the activities of the self, and the fulfilled by right understanding and right feeling. Actually, right from the initiation of the right understanding and the right feeling, from where it will be, that will be from our self consciousness. That is the self, that is I. So that is the actually main difference between the two things, that is the self and the body. Actually, the activities of the self and the body, the self has the activity of desire, thought, and expectation, and which are continuous. desire, thought, and expectation. We are not desiring for food or something like that. It is another thing by which we can fulfill our self. On the other hand, any activity of the body like eating, walking, etc., is temporary in time. Actually, our self, that is the desire, thought, and expectation, which are continuous. Actually, when we are getting some respect, it is to be continuous, and that's why happiness will come. But when we taking some food, it is not at all continuous. For the whole day we are not taking the food, but whole day we are uh, uh, expecting some respect or expecting some trust, etc., etc. This is the main difference. Actually, this is the main difference between the self and the body. Actually, these are the main examples by which you can differentiate by your body and yourself. So, if we go to the next slide, the response of the body based on recognizing and fulfilling. Based on recognizing and fulfilling, whereas the response of the self is based on knowing, assuming, recognizing, and fulfilling. So this is one of the main criteria. The response of the body is based on recognizing and fulfilling. So response of the body is based on recognizing and fulfilling. Actually, we recognize the food and we are fulfill our body, we have fulfill our stomach. But whereas the response of the self is based on the knowing, assuming, recognizing, and fulfilling. This is the main difference. Actually, we should know the thing, we should assume, and we should recognize, and we should fulfill ourselves. We fulfill ourselves, we fulfill our mind, we fulfill our consciousness. That is our mind. So this is the main difference. That is the response of the body is based on recognizing and fulfilling, but whereas the response of the self is based on knowing, assuming, recognizing, and fulfilling. So the recognition and the fulfillment of the body is definite, while that of the self is determined by the activity of assuming. As assumption changes, the recognition and fulfillment by the self also changes. So assumption is changes. Actually, when your assumption change, then the recognition and the fulfillment by the self also change. Actually, when uh, you are nurturing these things, that is yourself and your body is totally different, and your body to be fulfilled by physiochemical things, and your mind to be fulfilled by some desire, thought, and expectation, and then you should it will be fulfilled by doing, assuming, recognizing, and fulfilling. And if your activity, it is totally self is determined by the activity of assuming, and as assumption changes, the recognition and fulfillment by the self also changes. Your assumption is changed, then your fulfillment by the self is also be changed. Okay, this is the main difference between the body and the self. So the conduct of the human being basically depends upon the response of the self. So conduct of the human being, your conduct. So actually, when you are in the university, when you are in touch nearest in your teacher, your conduct. So that also depends your response from the self, not the body. So as all the decisions are made by the self, only with the assumption set right. When your assumption set right, then your decision will be set right. When your assumption will set wrong, then your decision will be set wrong. So assuming based on knowing, which is definite, can recognizing and fulfilling be set right, and only then the conduct can become definite. This is a very important line. The conduct of the human being basically depends upon the response of the self. So your conduct, your behavior, it is actually by operating by yourself, and also as all the decisions are made by the self, only with the assumptions set right. So it is also the preconditioning. After that, we will be discussing about the preconditioning matter. It is preconditioning, and assuming based on knowing which is definite, can recognizing and fulfilling the set right, and only then the conduct can become definite. So a response of the self and the body. If there is any question you may ask, yeah, up to this, any student. Your knowing, assuming, and recognizing and fulfilling, and what is the difference between self and the body? Anyone? Okay, then we proceed for the next slide. So a response of the self and the body, all the problems of a human being are due to assumption without knowing. Actually, the human being due to actually all the problems, we are inviting all the problems. We are actually inviting all the problems due to the assumption without knowing. না জেনে, actually assumption যদি ভুল হয়, right understanding, it is only one of the cause. And the solution lies in ensuring the activity of knowing. This is possible only through education, sanskar. This is only possible only through the education. So that's why the universal human value is now included in your study. Actually, it is very, very important for the human being. Actually, what is the knowing, assuming, and the recognizing and fulfilling? What are the terms? These terms are to be known by each and every human being. So that's why the universal human value is very, very essential for your student life. It is not at all applicable in your student life. It is applicable throughout your human life. So once you have you have to understand the difference between the body and the self, then you will be able to judge yourself. Actually, your actually idea, your knowing, your understanding, your assumption, all be reflected by your behavior, etc., etc. So education, sanskar, knowing, assuming, and the recognizing, fulfilling, it is the one thing is the resolution, and then the knowing, that is the resolution, and the assuming, recognizing, fulfilling, the problem maybe arise. It is one thing, that is the preconditioning or assuming without knowing, and conduct is indefinite and dependence. Your assumption, if you are not know the situation, if you are not able to understand the situation, if not able to understand the actual the condition, then you will totally be uh, dependent on another person. So the conduct is indefinite and it will be dependence. And the problem, so by education sanskar, by introducing the USV in your course curricula, we are trying our best to resolve this type of difficulties from the from students of the students, and your capability of the knowing, understanding, and self-understanding, self-verification, it is very, very necessary. So knowing through self-verification on the basis of natural acceptance, assumption is definite, conduct is definite, and that is resolution. So the problem will arise, and if you are not properly guided by your teacher or your educator, then you will not be able to go through in your actually in your understanding, your based on actually if you would depend upon another mm, knowledge, then your understanding will be preconditioning. That is called preconditioning. You are assuming without knowing. Then your conduct will be indefinite and it will be dependent. Dependence means you are totally depend on other person's uh, response or something like that. But if your problem is solved by education software, and that means you are educated, then you will be able to knowing through self verification. It is too much needed for your life, for every human life, that is knowing through self verification on the basis of natural acceptance, and the assumption is definite and the conduct will be definite. And until and unless this differentiation is made by yourself, then you will not be able to satisfy yourself. That means yourself will not be satisfied. That is your respect, that is the trust. Yeah, you are expecting some respect, expecting some trust. Then you will not be able to earn something, earn this quality. Actually, this is your capability for assumption, your capability for recognizing, capability, your fulfilling. There should be the problem, and that problem should be resolved by the education system, and your understanding, your self-verification on the basis of natural acceptance will be definite. That is, then your conduct will be definite. So understanding, that is the knowing that is the resolution, and assumption, assuming, recognizing, and the fulfilling. And if there is any problem, and that problem, you will not be able to solve the problem until and unless your assumption, your verification, your uh, uh, self assumption is not definite. So if your assumption is correct, then your conduct will be definite. Okay. So self is the consciousness entity. Actually, I am repeating. It is that the self is the your consciousness, your mind, and the body, and the body. Actually, your body is as the material entity. So self is the consciousness entity, and the body is the material entity. So this is actually first you have to differentiate it. Yourself is the consciousness entity, and the body is the material entity. Okay. Anybody, any student, you may ask question if there is any difficulties you are facing.
Kamalanta sir, have you finished? Just your question
Okay.
complete or
So self. Okay, sir. Okay. The self and the body are two different types of reality. The self is the domain of consciousness. Actually, self is the domain of consciousness. Your consciousness is the self. So, which is characterized by the activity of knowing, assuming, recognizing, and fulfilling. And the body is the domain of the material, and it only has the activity of recognizing and fulfilling. So, it is the difference. So happiness is need of the consciousness, and it is fulfilled by right understanding and right feeling, which are the activities of the consciousness itself. And the body is a material unit. It needs are material in nature, and they are fulfilled by physiochemical things. Okay, so this is the main things by which we can differentiate our self and our body. Okay, so then we are next slide. So So education of current situation is the gross misunderstanding, and the human being, that is the self, that is the body. Human being, self and body, that is the gross misunderstanding that we are assuming, we are thinking that we self means we are body. That is the gross misunderstanding. So need, respect, that is physical facility, food, clothes, etc., and continuous, unlimited, that accumulation of physical facility, if it is unlimited, then deprivation, actually কিছু না পাওয়ার যন্ত্রণা, that is the deprivation. The accumulation of physical facility, that is, if it is unlimited, that then the deprivation will coming out. So accumulation, unlimited, feeling of deprivation, and I don't have enough, I don't have enough, I don't have enough. That is the physical facilities. That is your car, your flats, your houses, and clothes, so many suits and trousers, and etc. etc. That is the feeling of deprivation. If like that, it is the gross misunderstanding. So effort of physical facility, we are so many people they are doing for the their most they are uh, uh, losing their time for the effort of physical facility, and the accumulation, that means unlimited physical facility, wanting physical facility is unlimited, then it will be the feeling of deprivation. Okay, so due to overuse of physical facility, there are widespread repercussions at every level of human existence. If you want the physical facility unlimited, and it is the repercussion at every level of human existence. On the other hand, there is exploitation of natural resources for more and more physical facilities. So there are so many townships, so many buildings, so many multi-stories are there for the human being, for the human physical facilities, for fulfillment of the human physical facilities, and so many lands and so many trees, so many forests are destroyed day by day. So human beings are exploited in the process, and also they are made to compete for the limited physical facility. So the way ahead, the only way to come out of this misunderstanding is to understand the human being as it is. Understand the human being as it is. The self has to be understood as a conscious entity, and the body as a material entity. The needs are different, activities are different, response are different, and basically they are two different entities coexisting as a human being. So what will be the key notes, key takeaways? That the needs of the self and the body are of two different types. So they have to be fulfilled separately. A gross misunderstanding is to assume the two to be same, and this leads to the feeling deprivation and exploitation. The very, very important part of the life, we are always on a that there is a gross misunderstanding about ourselves and about our body, and that's why we are not satisfied ourselves. So they have to be fulfilled separately. A gross misunderstanding is to assume that two to be same, and this leads to the feeling deprivation and exploitation. So there is a total different things, the self and the body. This is the key takeaways of your today's actually learning. So understanding harmony in the self. Now we will explore into the activities of the self and see how harmony can be ensured among all the activities of the self, resulting into a state of continuous happiness. And activities of the self, the activities of the self can be seen in terms of desire, thought, and expectation. That is the DTE, desire, thought, and expectation. Desire is the name given to the activity of the imaging, and you are making an image in the cell. Desire in the form of an image which you have created within. So, thought is the power for the activity of analyzing based on comparing various possibilities to fulfill your desire. So, thought is the power for the activity of analyzing based on comparing various possibilities to fulfill your desire. So, to fulfill your desire, your thought is required. That is the power. And expectation is the power for the activity of selecting based on testing. The activities of the self are continuous. These powers of desire, thought, and expectation are inexhaustible, and the activities are continuous. Okay. So, uh, the activities of the imaging, analyzing, comparing, and selecting, testing are always going on, whether we are aware of them or not. These activities together constitute imagination, and we may not immediately be able to observe our desire, thought, and expectation distinctly, but it may be easier to see that something is going on within. Actually, we are thinking ourselves. Always we are fighting our in our mind. Always we are fighting your activities, desire, and thought, and expectation, etc., etc. But one imagination or the other is going on in us all the time. All the time it is going on in our mind, in ourself. So, happiness and unhappiness depend on the state of imagination. If your imagination is in harmony with your natural acceptance, you are in a state of happiness. মানে তুমি এখন যেটা পেয়েছো সেটা নিয়ে যদি সন্তুষ্ট না থাকো, তাহলে কোনোদিনই তোমার হ্যাপিনেস আসবে। তোমার তোমার যদি ফিজিক্যাল ফেসিলিটি সবসময় মনে হয় যে এইটাই সব লাগবে, সবসময় বডির ফেসিলিটি, ফিজিক্যাল ফেসিলিটি, তাহলে ওই যে ডেপ্রিভেশন থাকবে, তোমার মনের মধ্যে একটা ডেপ্রিভেশন থাকবে। এইটা অনেক কিন্তু অ্যাকুমুলেশন হয় এবং সেটাই এই হ্যাপিনেসটাকে ডিস্টার্ব করে। সো your imagination is in harmony with your natural acceptance, you are in a state of happiness. And when it is in contradiction with your natural acceptance, you are in a state of unhappiness. এই পেলাম না, এই পেলাম না, সেই পেলাম না, এই হ্যাপি আনহ্যাপিনেস থাকে বডিলি, বডিকে স্যাটিসফাই করার জন্য, নট ইয়োর মাইন্ড। মাইন্ডকে স্যাটিসফাই করার জন্য সবসময় যদি মাইন্ডকে স্যাটিসফাই করার চেষ্টা করো, তাহলে সবসময় কিন্তু হ্যাপি থাকো। কিন্তু মাইন্ড, আমরা সেলফ কনসাস মানে আমাদের সেলফটা, কনসাসনেসটাকে, এটাকে হ্যাপি করার চেষ্টা করি না, সবসময় বডিকে হ্যাপি করার চেষ্টা করি, বডিকে স্যাটিসফাই করার চেষ্টা। অ্যান্ড দ্যাটস ওয়াই ইউ আর in a state of unhappiness. So imagination is expressed to the world outside in terms of behavior with human being and work with the rest of nature. So we have also referred to imagination as what I am, and the natural is acceptance is what I really want to be. What I am and what the natural acceptance is what I really want to be. And this is the main thing. And if you think yourself repeatedly, then your happiness will come. And if you want to uh, uh, want to uh, create something, want to take something bodily, your pleasure for your body, for your food, then your happiness will not coming out. So what I am and the natural acceptance, what I really want to be, is very, very important. So state of imagination, once you start looking at your imagination, you will be able to find out the state of your imagination. So possible source of imagination, there are three possible sources of imagination. Motivation for imagination, that is preconditioning, sensation, and natural acceptance. Preconditioning, sensation, and natural acceptance. A dominant source of imagination is preconditioning. And preconditioning means the beliefs, notions, norms, ideas, views, dictums, goals, etc. These are the preconditioning, and it's sort of prevailing in the family, in the society, which we have assumed without knowing. That is, imagination is preconditioning. Preconditioning means the beliefs, notions, norms, ideas, views, dictums, goals, etc. prevailing in the family, in the society, which we have assumed without knowing. And they may influence our imagination. They may influence our imagination. Your society, your family may influence your imagination. And another major source of our desire and our imagination is the sensation. Sensation is the information we get from the body through the five sense organs of sound, touch, sight, taste, and smell. STS. Sound, touch, sight, taste, and smell. These are the body through five sense organs. Okay. So this is the source of motivations for our imagination, and the implication is the ability. This is the ability, activity, self-verification of the basis of the natural acceptance and the content of imagination, desire, thought, and expectation, and the sensation, that is the enslavement, porotantrata. If your porotantrata, that means your dependence, then your assuming will be not the correct. So your work, your behavior will be different. So desire, thought, expectation, that is the content of imagination. So it is totally depend on the preconditioning. And if it is the porotantra, that means the enslavement, there your imagination, your desire, your thought, your expectation will not be fulfilled. Okay. So the third source of imagination is our natural acceptance. It can also be referred to as the inner voice or consciousness. Self-verification on the basis of our natural acceptance can be the third possible source, and it may or may not be the predominant source or motivation currently, but it can be the real source for deciding our desire or imagination. That is the voice of conscience. So consequences of imagination from the three sources, that is the self-organization or enslavement. If your imagination is motivated by preconditioning or sensation, you may or may not be in harmony with your natural acceptance, and therefore you may be in the state of happiness within or unhappiness within. So happiness within or unhappiness within is totally depend of your imagination and your preconditioning matter. So your imagination is motivated by precondition, that is by other. So your happiness is dependent or enslaved by your preconditioning and sensation, porotantrata, enslaved. Okay. So there is a large possibility that there is contradiction in your desires, leading to contradiction in your thoughts, and then expectation. In such a state of contradiction within, your imagination is enough to keep you unhappy all the time. So there is a possibility that a large share of your imagination is enslaved by preconditioning and sensation, and it is totally going on in your society. That is your possibility. That is a large share of your imagination is enslaved. That is the preconditioning or sensation. Your enslaved means paratantrata. We are dictating by others. So while a very small share is guided by your natural acceptance, and one thing to note that there is sensation is not an enslavement in itself. Through sensation only, the self is able to take proper care of the body. But problem arises when you try to associate happiness with favorable sensation. Similarly, there could be some precondition, which may also be right. But unless you verify it and validate in your living, it is just like an incident. And this leads to unhappiness. Okay. Unhappiness. So, if your imagination is guided by your natural acceptance, you are sure to be in harmony and happiness within you are self-organized. That means if you are self-organized, then your natural, your imagination guided by your natural acceptance, and your happiness within yourself, or you are not dependent on other. And way ahead, ensuring harmony in the self by way of self-exploration. To achieve this harmony in the self, we need to start self-exploration in the process. We need to know our natural acceptance, be aware of our imagination, find out the source of imagination, work out a way to sort out our imagination till it is fully in line with our natural acceptance. And when the imagination is in harmony with the natural acceptance, there is harmony in the self. This harmony is happiness. Okay. So, what is the key takeaways from here? The activities of desire, thought, and expectation are together called imagination. Imagination is continuously going on in the cell. The sources of imagination can be sensation, preconditioning, or natural acceptance. There is harmony in the self when the imagination is in line with one's natural acceptance, and harmony in the self is in continuity when all the activities of the self are awakening. Okay, so this is the body as a self-organized system. The body is a wonderful self-organized system. It has so many parts. Each part coexists in harmony with every other part. The eyes are well connected to the brain, the mouth, the stomach, and the whole digestive system is synchronized. And so it is for every organ, every cell of the body. And you have to do nothing to make these connections. So, or to synchronize the various parts, or to deal with the every cell. So, harmony of the self with the body, self-regulation and health. The body is an instrument of the self. The responsibility of the self towards the body is in terms of nurturing, protecting, and rightly utilizing the body. And nurturing the body is by providing appropriate air, water, food, sunlight, etc., etc. So protection is to ensure the continuity of the body, which includes safeguarding from unfavorable conditions. Right utilization would mean using the body for the purpose of the self. This feeling of the responsibility towards the body is called as the feeling of self-regulation and a natural outcome of its health. So, indication of the healthy body. The body is healthy if it is able to perform as per the instructions of the cell. Different parts of the body are in harmony against each other. They are in order. The feeling of self-regulation in the self is primary, and health in the body is a natural consequence when the self has the feeling of self-regulation. And there is health in the body. There is harmony of the self with the body. Okay. So the problem is in the wrong assumption, one of the which is human being in the body. With this assumption, happiness is sought to favorable sensation through the body. Further, the happiness assumption that we will get happiness from sensation to the consumption of physical facility has led to a high demand body. And most of the present day disorders are physical somatic in nature. Psychosomatic in nature, and psycho has to do with the self and somatic has to do with the body. And disharmony in the self causes disharmony in the body, causing psychosomatic problems. And these effects are very prominent when the individual is living with the assumption, I am the body. So this is a very important part. Most of the present day disorders are psychosomatic in nature. Psycho has to do with the self and somatic has to do with the body. So disharmony in the self causes disharmony in the body and causing psychosomatic problems. These effects are very prominent when the individual is living with the assumption, I am the body. Okay. So there is a need to understand human being as it is, as coexistence of the self and body. The significant part is having the feeling of self-regulation in the self. This happens when only when the self is in harmony. That is, there is right understanding and right feeling in the self with a feeling of self-regulation. Your consciousness, by your consciousness, that's the self-regulation. The self will naturally nurture, protect, and rightly utilize the body, resulting in health of the body. So the body is an instrument of the self. A harmony of the self with the body is ensured when self has the feeling of self-regulation and there is health in the body. So nurturing means providing the necessary inputs to the body, and the right inputs nurture the body without disturbing its harmony. The program for nurturing and maintaining health of the body includes the following: intake, routine, physical labor, exercise, balancing and internal and balancing breathing of the body. So external organs of the body, that is medicine and treatment. This is the protecting the body, providing a conductive physical environment includes clothing, shelter, etc. is a all a part of protection of the body. And right utilization of the body, right utilization of the body would mean that it is used in the process of fulfilling human aspiration, which is basically the need of the cell. If one is using the body in the process of fulfilling the needs of the cell, it is right utilization of the body. It would include work with the rest of nature to produce physical facility required for the body. This is actually the what is the actually body and self. You're nurturing yourself and your body. So revisiting prosperity in the light of the harmony between the self and the body, the need for the physical facility is essentially related to fulfillment of this feeling of responsibility towards the body, and we need physical facility for nurturing the body, that is the food, or for protecting the body, clothes, shelter, and for right utilizing body instruments, and that's it. And if we can see this clearly, we can also see that the physical facility required to ensure each one of them is required in limited quantity. Hence, prosperity is very much possible. Okay. So, when the self has a feeling of self-regulation, the responsibility for nurturing, protection, and right utilization of the body, and it is able to fulfill this responsibility. The body is in harmony, good health. This feeling of self-regulation is instrumental in identifying the need for physical facility and ensuring prosperity. Okay. So, thank you everybody for
Hello,
listening.
hello,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay, sir.
Actually, there is a test is now. So next day another class you'll have to take. I think the next after that next class, So you will have the time to explain it. Now there is a test, and Majid sir will give you the link. So today we are not interacting with the students. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Just after the students are waiting for the test. Okay.
Okay.
So Majid sir, I request Majid sir to give the link for the test. And this lecture, this presentation that has been done by our Kamalakanto sir. Kamalakanto sir has another class also. So on that day, this class will be discussed if you have any questions, and another topics he will explain. Okay, now I request students you get ready, and Majid sir will take you the test. Majid sir, you can start now.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I'm
now
pasting link.
stop sharing. Okay.
Okay.
Dear students, I think I'm audible. Please respond.
Yes, sir. Audible.
Respond. Anyone respond,
Yes, sir. Audible.
Okay. So I'll paste the link. It will be a Google form, as I said, similar to the attendance link that you have given. Don't worry. Take your time. The link will be open for coming 2 hours or so. The test link will be open for the coming 2 hours or so. It will take hardly 5 minutes to respond.
Right.
Think carefully. Swadesh sir is there. We are here in this meeting for the next 10 minutes. will interact with one person who has submitted, then we'll end the meeting. But the link will be shared here as well as in the YouTube link, right?
Okay, okay. Okay. Hello, students. Do you understand what Professor Maji has told? So link is given. It will exist for 2 hours. Now the interaction, if you want to interact, because our Kamala sir just request him to conclude in brief. But if you have 10 minutes time, I will give you some another information, So 2 hours will get time to answer your questions. But before that, I am telling you, your class will be next class will be taken on next Wednesday, I think Wednesday means today is 17. I think that will be 30th, I think. So I'll inform you in WhatsApp. On that
Yes.
day, 2 classes will be taken because the
Sadhu
English
sir,
today there was another class, but due to because the class taken by Kamala has been shifted today. So today's scheduled class will be taken on that day, on next Wednesday. So that class, and also Salim madam also will take this class also, So, Mr. Madam, the class I will discuss these things, and
sir, I have
another
shared
class.
the test link. I have shared the test link in the chat box as well as
Okay.
in the YouTube, and
Okay.
they will start responding. So I request you to please wait for another 5 minutes or so. If one person completes the test, then you may ask him or her that whether it is all okay or not. Then we'll end the meeting.
We'll wait at least 5 or 10 minutes
Huh.
for at least for success of the at least 1 or 2 students.
Right, right, sir. Students, I hope you have received the link.
Respond. Have you got, students? Have you got the receipt? Have you got the link?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Oh,
Yes,
Very
sir.
good, very good. Chalo, start answering. Simple. There are 11 questions, 11 marks, but 10 marks is maximum. You have to get 50%. That means 5 marks. Some of the question are multiple choice. In some of the question, you have to write 1 or 2 words.
Right.
Go ahead. If anyone completes the test, please respond here so that Swadesh sir can interact with him. Yeah, the link is working. In YouTube
Sir,
also, they are saying the link is working.
Okay.
So I am seeing the response also. I can share the screen here. See, we are yet to receive one response. The moment one person replied, we will interact with him or her.
Right.
No response yet to be received.
No
হ্যাঁ
responses, 0 responses. Okay.
জিরো রেসপন্স দেখি ওরা ওরা একটু চিন্তা ভাবনা করে লিখুক
Very আর করে লিখছে আর কি, হ্যাঁ দেখি।
Swadesh sir, the question is like this, you can see.
হ্যাঁ, right. Okay.
এই যে
হ্যাঁ,
pleasant and contented mental state. এই যে একজন রেসপন্স পেয়ে গেছি।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা।
I can see the name.
Okay. On response. Okay.
MSc microbiology first sem. One
First
person
sem.
responded.
Okay. Okay.
If you are there in the Zoom meeting, please interact. Your JISU ID is important, otherwise your marks will be taken by someone else. JISU
Right.
20241379. Devjit Sarkar. If you are
Right.
there in the meeting,
Devjit Sarkar.
Devjit কি জুমে আছো? মনে হয় ইউটিউবে আছে।
ইউটিউবে আছে মনে হচ্ছে।
যিশু আইডিটা দিচ্ছে না?
জিসু আইডি দিতে হবে, নাহলে হবে না।
একজন লিখছে স্যার লিঙ্ক ইজ নট ওপেনিং।
লিংক ঠিক ওপেন করছে স্যার, অনেকে টেস্ট দিচ্ছে।
হ্যাঁ,
মেপে ডোডাম প্লিজ চেক
ও
ইওর,
আচ্ছা, আমাদের বিএড স্টুডেন্ট সি ইজ ফ্রম অরুণাচল প্রদেশ, ইটানগর।
yeah, please check from your end the link is working.
মেপে ইউ সি you'll have to score 50% marks. Okay, so many questions are there.
Anyone who has completed?
Anyone 2000 in link? Anyone have completed? Borsha wonder.
লিঙ্ক ইজ নট ওপেনিং কে তো লিঙ্ক, ওদের তো অনেকে লিঙ্ক ওপেন করেছে, তাই না?
না না, ওরা টেস্ট দিচ্ছে। আবার লিংকটাকে এখানে পেস্ট করে দিচ্ছি।
স্যার নেক্সট স্টেপ কি এই ইউনিটটা থেকে টেস্ট হবে?
হ্যাঁ,
না।
নেক্সট টেস্ট না, আপনার হচ্ছে নেক্সট, আপনি দেখুন নেক্সট হচ্ছে আপনার আজকে তো 27,
হ্যাঁ।
28, 30তে ক্লাস হবে। ওই নেবে, নামটা বলে যাচ্ছি, মালিন না, ওই কম্পিউটার সায়েন্স ও নেবে, শালিনী। তো তারপরে ক্লাসটা আপনার আছে, ওই দিন আপনি টেস্ট নেবেন।
পরের উইকে?
আপনি দেখে বলে দিচ্ছে, 1 মিনিট কমলা স্যার, এই যে হ্যাঁ, নেক্সট অন 30তে সোনালি নেবে, আর 6 তারিখে আপনার আছে। হ্যাঁ, ওই দিন আপনি টেস্টটা নেবেন।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, কোশ্চেনটা করে রাখতে হবে।
হ্যাঁ, রাখতে হবে। ওদের আমি এটা পাঠিয়ে দেবো, পিপিডিটা। বেশ, আপনারটা তো আপনার কাছে। তারপরে সোনালি এবং সঞ্চিতার যেটা, সঞ্চিতা নেবে না, ওইটা আমি আর সোনালি কমপ্লিট করে দেবো নেক্সট ক্লাসে। আর ওই দুটো পিপিটি পাঠিয়ে দিলে আপনি এই 4টে ক্লাসের একটা 10 মার্কসের কোশ্চেন করে নেবেন ওই দিন। 6th আপনার ক্লাস আছে, আর 30তে আছে সোনালি নেবে।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা,
আচ্ছা, আপনি 6th-এ একটু ওই যে আপনার ওই দিন আছে প্র্যাকটিস এক্সারসাইজেস অ্যান্ড কেস স্টাডিজ on the topics mentioned in the module will be taken up in practice sessions, এইটা নিয়ে একটু বলবেন, তারপর টেস্টার ওই দিন দিয়ে যাবে।
ঠিক আছে।
তার আগে সোনালি একটু বলবে এর আগের দিন, ওই 30th-এ, meaning of prosperity in details and programs to ensure সংযম and শাস্তা, সংযম and শাস্তা। আর সঞ্চিতার ক্লাসটা আমি আরো নিয়ে নেবো, আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ডিং দি feelings of I. Actually, in this module, this may be felt that it is somewhat overlapped. This same thing is being repeated, but
Sure.
there is a difference. The minor difference is there. I and body, harmony and I and body. So this type of things are being repeated. But students may feel that it is same thing, but it is not same. it has some difference, The actually next stage is Sasto and Sanjam. That will
স্যার
be discussional. Okay. Suk sorry. হ্যাঁ
স্যার আমরা মনে হয় বন্ধ করতে পারি 14 জন রেসপন্ড করেছে
Okay. We can
14
it out.
15 জন রেসপন্ড করেছে একজন
বাকি
8
2 ঘন্টা সময় আরেকবার বলে দিন যে 2 hours time to complete your test.
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ so those who
Right.
are giving the test please note that the link will be open till 9 p.m. today.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks.
স্যার ক্লোজ করে দিচ্ছি তাহলে
হ্যাঁ
ওকে
Okay. Good night.
good night. Dear students, anyone please respond. We are closing the meeting.
Do you have any question you can ask? Otherwise you will leaving.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Hello.
Sir,
Hello.
answers
hello.
will be on the capital letters or in the running handwriting.
যে কোনো বাবা তোমার নামটা ক্যাপিটালে থাকলে হবে
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Other things you can write in your own.
Hello,
hand.
sir. Hello,
Yes,
Ah.
Mimi.
sir. Link is
Maybe
not
about-
working. Link is not working. It's not opening.
Link is not
What
opening.
what
Why?
it says, what he is saying.
Yes, sir, not working. There is a link given below, but I tap it several times, but it's not opening.
Okay, I am
Dora.
pasting it again. I am pasting it again. Try here.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Okay.
try. Just now I pasted.
You
and
see
check
the chat
whether
box?
it's opening.
There's two links. The same link is given, but I tap it both, but not opening yet.
Which one? Which one? The link, is it visible to you? Link that is given by
Yes,
Professor
sir.
Maji, HS Maji. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Huh.
Yes, sir. It's not opening yet.
Why not?
Beta, I request you to copy the link and take it with you or take it in your email and log out from this meeting and again you click on that link. It will open.
Do you understand?
Sir, I did it. Yes, sir. I
Okay.
tried, but it's not opening.
You tried but it's not opening.
Yes, sir. I tried. I copied and I tried, but it's not opening yet.
Right now you
I
click
still
on the link.
tapping on it, but not opening.
Yeah,
I
you
click
tapped
it, sir.
Yeah, you tapped it multiple times. That is why the problem. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe
Yes, sir.
yeah. You close everything from the browser and again you click on the link.
Okay, sir.
Hmm.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mepe. Okay. Don't worry.
Sir, with your permission, I'm closing the meeting.
Oh,
Okay.
Mepe খুব ভালো মেয়ে আমাদের।
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. আপনার
Very
ক্লাস আছে তো কবে একটা?
Very nice presentation. I'm enjoying.
Okay.
Correct, sir, correct.
Right.
Thank you.
Kamalakanta sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.